Hello everybody, this is Oak Tree Tarot Reader here and welcome to my pick a card video. So today's question is, what will your life be like in 3 months time? The aim of this video is to give you time and opportunities to change your future if the reading is not how you would wish your life to be like in 3 months time. I mean, of course, if it comes back as a delicious reading, then of course you can know that you're on the right path and that things are going as planned, or at least you're going to end up in a good destination. But for those of you where it's really not as you would wish it to be, maybe there are continuing problems that you're trying to resolve in it. The reading implies that you'll still be suffering with these problems in 3 months' time. We'll look at seeing what we can do to try and speed up the restoration of your excellent life. So we've got 4 options. I'm afraid I haven't got anything to use as markers on this video. I apologise for that. I know people do like to have things to choose from. But we've got option 1, option 2, option 3 and option 4. I've put the timestamps in the comment section, pinned it as top comment, and put it in the description box. In the description box you will find all the links on Amazon to the cards that I'm using, so at least you can find them for yourself. You can decide to buy them if you want or buy them somewhere else, it's up to you. But everything you need is in the description box, and if you have any other queries, please feel free to send me an email on oaktreetarotreader@gmail.com and I will get back to you. So now I want you to close your eyes, take a few deep breaths, relax yourself, open up your minds and open yourself up to the question, what will my life be like in 3 months' time? When you feel ready, go ahead and make your choice. Click on the timestamp and I'll see you at your reading. If you need a little bit more time to do that, then please go ahead and press pause. Okay, those of you that chose option 1, this is your reading. What will your life be like in 3 months' time? I meant to say beforehand, I always forget. Anybody who watches my videos regularly will always know that I forget to mention when I'm using the tarot sexual magic. So naughty images ahead. But let's see, what's your life going to be like in 3 months' time? And remember, you can change things. This is giving you the forewarning to change things for yourself. So we've got clarity. Well, I don't think you're going to want to change that. But you've got clarity and invasive, mint and blackberry. 2 of my favourite things. I love mints and I love blackberry. We have next justice. I like that. And the magician, 2 major arcanas. Then we've got the 8 of vessels, rebirth, and the 9 of vessels, generosity. So that's 8 and 9 of cups. Then the naughty cards, 3 of chalices and Queen of Swords. To move these a bit across. I always worry about not having enough space for them to be seen, but it's not taking up as much space as I thought. So what am I noticing straight off about 3 months from now? What your life's going to be like 3 months from now? You're going to see something with great clarity. It's straight off, and then you think, oh yeah, no, seriously, all the other cards are saying exactly the same, saying other things. You're seeing the truth of something that you maybe probably are not seeing the truth of right now. Because you're going to get reborn and there's justice. So whatever's going on in your life that maybe a lot of you can't actually see is happening in your life. It's like, it could be someone in your life, like in your relationship. It could be your partner that you're not seeing them clearly at the moment. 3 months' time, you will be seeing them clearly. Or a work situation that you're in, or a situation with a relative or a friend, or something within yourself. It's been quite invasive, so it's something that's really embedded in your life. Hence the lack of ability to see what's really going on. It's you know, sort of at the end of your nose, and therefore you can't see it. And something's between now and 3 months' time from you watching the video, something's going to happen that's going to bring you this clarity. And you're not going to be able to avoid this truth, but it's going to be very empowering to you. It's going to allow you to see the truth, to balance things out in your life, to, you know, if you've been wronged, justice will prevail for you. And that doesn't it can mean legally, but if none of you have anything legal going on and not likely to, it can just be sort of karma and, you know, the sort of the justice of other people around you see that you've been maligned or misjudged, or, you know, along those lines. It's just, you know, making sure justice happens in whichever form that justice can happen. And balancing things out, recognising the you know, actions have repercussions. So by 3 months' time, I think there will be, in a sense, repercussions to actions. So, I mean, if they're positive actions that you've been taking, you'll get positive rewards. To bear that in mind. If you realise recently you've not been the best person you could be, you have time to amend that and mitigate sort of the argument. The argument may not be as fierce because you start to be a bit more reasonable. There's nothing wrong. We all have our bad moments. We all have times of stress when we can't, you know, in some ways contain our emotions and contain ourselves. So don't feel, you know, or if this is another person that you think might be like this, you know, show compassion to them as well as you would show compassion to yourself. But whatever you find out, and I mean, I'm leaning towards you finding something out about someone else, it's going to leave you empowered. You're going to come out of it thinking, I don't need them. So, you know, if it's a work colleague that it turns out your work colleague's been taking credit for work you've been doing, you're going to come out of it and it's going to be found out. And you're going to come out of it and going, I don't need them. I can do this on my own. And you can. And you're going to be reborn. You're going to be reborn, and it's not going to damage you. It's not going to leave you out there spiteful and nasty. You're going to be generous in the spirit of it. You're going to feel that you've learnt a valuable lesson, that what you've got out of it is more than what it cost you in whatever this discovery is. Because you've learnt a life lesson. You've learnt something truly valuable. And I think there's this sense of justice that you're still going to get something. You're going to get your just rewards. I've actually put these two cards specifically for your love life. So what's going to be going on in your love life in 3 months' time is that I think you're starting something new. And I think this is the connection. I think this is all connected. That the Queen of Swords here is talking about sending away somebody that is unsuitable for you. So if you are looking for love, you're single, but you're looking for love, you could meet somebody, but you recognise that they are not who you thought they were, or that even if they're not necessarily bad, they're not good for you. You know, they're good people, but you're not going to be settled into a good relationship with them, and that you send them away. You say, oh, thanks, we've had a great couple of dates, but the chemistry's not there, or we've got different views on things or different desires. And you sort of step away from it, and it leaves you open for something better. That there's something that's really going to bear fruit. You know, this is the magic of the egg. This is about meeting somebody that is a much better match for you, and will make you feel fulfilled, and you will make them feel fulfilled. It's better compatibility. If you're in a relationship, there's a chance for being reborn, for a brand new start. This is symbolised by the Three of Chalices. It's a brand new start. The new egg is new life within the relationship. And for those of you that it's physically capable, maybe a child, but that's not guaranteed. It's, you know, I feel that it's more likely that it's the relationship itself that gets off to a brand new fresh start. Probably because something's been discovered and it allows you to be reborn and for things to be realigned into an equal connection. You know, and you don't feel bad about any of this. There's no negative feelings here. You're relieved by whatever comes out, this discovery. It releases you from a burden, I would say, one that's really in your life. And I think the sense of relief and new start and clarity is really invasive in your life, in that it really frees you. And for some of you, it's connected to this relationship because you're sending something you love away. You know, and even if you're single and you're not looking for love, maybe, you know, some people just don't want to settle down into a relationship. They want other things. This is something that has an emotional impact on you. We can't avoid relationships in the sense of our connections with other people. It doesn't have to be an intimate, sexual, romantic one. But something that you love or in love with, or that there's something that has that emotional connection, you recognise that it's not good for you. This is where the clarity is coming from, and you send it away, and it allows new love to come in the way that you want new love to come in. So if you're looking for love, love. If you're not, if you're looking for new friends, it's new friends. If you're looking for something else that brings you satisfaction in your life, it's that. But yeah, something's coming out that should have come out a while ago, or you realise something that you should have realised a long time ago, and because of that, it frees you up to do something that's better for you. It's going to bring you greater happiness and bring you what you deserve, what you've earned. And you're going to have all the skills and all the intelligence and all the confidence that's needed to do it. This is a really great reading. You're going to be in really great place in 3 months' time. You know, you might feel bad about this discovery, but overall, it's actually going to free you. I can't reiterate that enough. You're being offered a freedom from something that you don't know at this moment in time is bad for you and is a burden for you and is holding you back. And once you discover it, you're going to be reborn into something new, and there's opportunities to be had. And you gift out to the world without fear of not getting what you need. You know that you have what you need. You sustain yourself. Confidence. So I'm going to leave that magnificent reading with you. Please let me know in the comments section if it resonates. And of course, come back in 3 months' time and leave me a message to let me know whether it actually came true. You know, set yourself an alert or something. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed the reading. I hope that it's helped you. Please take very good care of yourself. Thank you very much for listening to me, and goodbye. Okay, then those of you that chose number 2, this is your reading. I'm going to have to say this every time, but those of you that watch my videos a lot know I always forget to give you the warning that this is the tarot of sexual magic and we'll have naughty-ish images on them. I don't know what the images are specifically on these cards, but just to forewarn you, naughty images. So remember, whatever comes up in this reading, it's in the future, so it's changeable. You can always adjust what you're doing in order to improve what your life will be like in 3 months' time. It's not set in stone. Tarot never is. So we've got lavender sleep, lemon bitterness, King of Cups, that's a bit better, the Star, that's nice. Then we have the Nine of Arrows, dedication. The Archer, that's sort of like the Chariot. The High Priestess. You've got a lot of major arcana cards. And the Devil, you have got a lot of major arcana cards. Powerful energy in 3 months' time. I mean, just what strikes me first looking at all these cards is that I think things are not massively changing for you, yet they are at the same time. I know that sounds strange, but what I think is that in your life, you can't see the massive change that's coming because you're doing it yourself. You're changing your life to yourself. You're really trying to find what your next step's going to be, or whether it's the next phase of your life, or whether you're just recognising it's time for a new start, but you're not sure what the new start itself will be. And because you're sort of so confused about what things going on, I think that's where the bitterness comes from, in that you're frustrated. So I don't feel that you're going to be spiteful or anything. You've got too many positive cards elsewhere. I think you're just sort of confused about what your next direction in life is. Because you feel like you're sleeping and that you're not getting much done. She looks like she's standing up asleep, but yet still carrying on. I feel that whatever you're doing at the moment, you're going to carry on, but it's like you're sleepwalking through life. because you're dedicating yourself to the day-to-day activities of life, but I think that there's something else missing, and I think what's missing is love. Because these two cards, this is the card of waiting and this is the card of orgy. I think you're waiting for the sexual intimacy. So whether you're starting off in a new relationship and you haven't become physically intimate yet, or whether you're just completely single and you're just waiting to find that person that you can have that intimate relationship with. I don't feel, to be honest, that in 3 months' time you're going to be in the throes of passion with someone, but I think you're very much going to be wanting to. So whether you meet somebody and you're excited by it, or you're just waiting to meet anybody. If you're in a relationship, I think there's this feeling that you're waiting to get a spark in your sex life, that you're wanting to liven it up. I don't like promising sexual frustration to anyone, but this is what it hints at to me. Because I feel these two absolutely are separate to the rest of them. I think this is a separate issue to the rest of your life. This feels to me that a lot of you have been single for a very long time, but you don't really want to, but you're not really sure what you're looking for. Well, the answer to that is to be sure what you're looking for. Get yourself out into the dating scene. You'll soon enough decide who you don't want, and that helps. But if you're going to meet the right person, you have to decide who the right person is, what it is that you need in your life, who you need in your life, what qualities they would have, what values, what you want in your life. That's a big thing, is if you don't know exactly what you want in your life, you can't attract a like-minded person, because what's your mind like? What's it for them to attach to? So that's I'm going to get the love life bit done first. In your relationship, you're not sure, I think, possibly what's going on in your relationship. That will only be temporary, because soon enough things are found out. But I think at 3 months' time, maybe they're working away or something, I don't know. Or you're working away. But I feel this is the bigger story in 3 months' time. This is the bigger story. That you are just coasting in life. But I don't think you want to be. I think this is where the brink of change is coming, is that you actively don't want it. And you're going to start looking to see where you can target. And it's interesting the way I was thinking of laying it out, that I've got the woman who wants to dedicate but is just sending her arrows off all over the place. And we've got her here then in a completely different outfit, which is more sensible to hunting, but also completely targeted, and she's targeted on the love cards. So I think that if you are looking for someone or looking to improve your relationship, I think in 3 months' time, clarity will come. I think you'll start to understand exactly where your focus needs to be. And this sleepwalking is going to end, and this bitterness usually is born out of frustration. And we've got these two cards, which I've left till last because they're so important. You've got the King of Cups and the Star. There is emotional balance. So regardless of whatever the negative feelings are, they're not dominating your life. I think they're just sort of shallow. There's no depth to them. Probably because of who you are as a person. The vibe I get from this is that you're not a shallow person. You are a person of depth, but you don't allow negative feelings to gain any traction in your life. You keep negativity in the shallow end of your emotions. You feel calm. If I was to describe this as a person, you feel calm as a calm person. Because there's this emotional balance, whether that's a permanent state of mind for you or whether this is just in 3 months' time, you will be emotionally balanced because you've got the King of Cups. You will be emotionally mature, emotionally aware, emotionally intelligent, an important skill. And you'll be very hopeful. Now, the Star is a distant card. It has this sense of aloneness. This is why I get the feeling that you're more single. But you might have someone that you've got your eye on that you want to laser target. Good luck. But I feel that there's this sense that in 3 months' time, even if you've met this person, you're not going to rush it. And so that there's not any, as I say, this great immediate, speedy romance. I think I feel that you're not the sort of person for that. I don't know why. But there's hope here. You've got hope for the things that you desire for. And I think that's where the frustration comes, is that you've got hope, but you're not sure where to target your attentions, but then you do find out where to target your attentions. And you're emotionally balanced enough to do it. You're enough of a mature person that you will be able to manage whatever comes your way in 3 months' time. And this is why I'm saying you don't think there's big change, but actually there is. That you are in fact starting to decide where you're going to be going next, where you're focusing your energies, what you're going after next. Whether it's a new job, a new relationship, a change in your circumstances or friendships or family connections, whatever, you're going to be changing. And you're going and you're letting go of all the things that you don't need, and you're just taking your hope with you. And your love. That's a nice sweet reading that is deceptively simple, because it really implies that nothing's changing, but actually when you look at it, there are real changes coming in your life. But I can't tell you what direction that's going to be in, because I feel in the 3 months into the future, you're not entirely sure yet. But I think that you will do, by the time 4 months in the future, you will have become much clearer about where you're going and what you're doing. There's this sense of waiting, of using your own wisdom to find the way. And I feel actually that this is something that you can't know until 3 months in the future. You can't know this until the decision's made when you make it. So if nothing else, I hope that this reading's given you hope that if you're feeling stagnant and stuck, that in 3 months' time you come into the end of that. So although it's like, oh no, I've got another 3 months of being like this, 3 months is no time whatsoever. You'll blink, and I'm recording this at the very end of January, so like you'll blink and it'll be spring, it'll be April, coming up to May. And this is timeless reading, so it doesn't matter when you listen to it. You could be listening to this in the autumn, 2020, but you will. I think you're just going to have to go through this process and learn from it and grow from it. An immense period of growth, and you'll look back and think, gosh, yes, there was a lot of change at that point and I didn't really notice. I didn't realise it, because your life is carrying on as normal. Your routine will carry on as normal. So I'm going to leave that there for you, those of you that chose number 2. I hope that it's helped you. Please let me know in the comment section. Even if you let me know in 3 months' time from you watching the video, let me know if it sort of came true or whatever, or looked likely to be coming true and you changed it. But I shall leave you with that. Thank you very much for listening to me. Please take very good care of yourself, and goodbye. Okay, those of you that chose number 3, this is your reading. So I forgot, as usual, everybody who watches the videos often, I completely forgot to mention that this has got the tarot of sexual magic. So there'll be probably nudie, naughty images on the cards. Remember that the tarot is not set in stone. You can change things. So if this comes across as not a reading, it's not a place you'd like to be in at any point of your life, never mind 3 months' time, you can take action to change it. So let's look. Mugwort Intuition. Honey, I love honey. Ambrosia. Honey's lovely. Then we have the 5 of Pentacles and the 9 of Swords. And then we've got the Knight of Vessels, Eels, that's Knight of Cups. 3 of Stones, Creativity. Stones of Pentacles in that deck. I can't remember. But anyway, I understand the card. 4 of Swords and 7 of Chalices. Okay, so, this comes clearly to me straight off. A nice straight to the point reading. So you might have a slightly shorter reading than the others, but only because there's such clarity within this one. Let's do the love part. The others are just meant to be read together. This is specifically your love life. And it seems to me if you're single, you could well be in the early stages of some sort of romance, just meeting someone, because this is about it's actually called masturbating, but it's about getting getting excited with each other before affection starts, and then this is talking about then the growing of affection, basically. So it seems to me that if you're in a relationship, it could be the early stages of one. Like if you're single, you could be just meeting someone. Doesn't say how it's going to end up, but it could be just the early phases where you're really getting to know each other. Even if you don't want to be sexually intimate with them, maybe you're not that type of person, that's fine. It doesn't have to be about sex, but it is about getting to know each other and having growing attraction to each other. It's not about being in full-blown love. And if you're in a relationship long term or just sort of medium to short term, if you've been having a dry spell or a stale period in your relationship, it's about rejuvenating it. So there's a good chance for you in 3 months' time to be able to light up your relationship a bit more, revive it a bit. Because you do have to work at relationships, you do have to work at romance and love. It doesn't always come naturally. You do have to work at it. So I feel that if you're working at your relationship, or you're willing to, in 3 months' time, if it feels a bit stale, then work at it and you'll get the love and the affection back. It's easily re-won. So I'm going to stop there and I'm going to move on now to the rest of it, because I think what's happening is, and it could well be connected to this relationship, is that you're unhappy, you're feeling left out in the cold. We've got the 5 of Pentacles. There's this feeling of isolation that's leaving you sleepless. You're thinking about it all the time. You can't sleep properly, so the sleep you're getting isn't very nourishing for you, because of feeling bad about something, about feeling isolated from something. So maybe in your relationship, one person has to work long hours and you're just not spending enough time with each other. Maybe you want to be with this person a lot more than you can, but because you're in the early stage, it's new love, it's that honeymoon period, it's that feeling of infatuation that you want to be together, or that you can't be. So you're trying to you're at a distance and you're keeping yourself happy, or they are, because there's this feeling of being alone and it's keeping you awake. But that this will change, because we've got the Knight of Vessels. So there's travelling, there's to be with someone. The Knight of Vessels can be a bit of a ramshackle figure. They can be a bit of a love 'em and leave 'em type, caught up in the romance of things and the adventure. But also they are an offering of love. And sometimes the card symbolises the offering of love rather than the excitement of love. And there's a creativity here. Now that can be literally your own creativity, but if you're not a creative person, it inspires you in whatever way you can be inspired. So it inspires new feelings in you perhaps, or new emotions, or new ideas. They don't have to be ones where you suddenly can write an album of music, or that you can write a screenplay or a novel, or paint something or make a sculpture. It doesn't have to be like that. It can just create new ideas and new ways of thinking and of envisioning your future, which is positive for you because you've been unhappy. So there's a feeling here that in 3 months' time there's been unhappiness and a sense of loneliness, if I'm honest, but that is improving, that you're seeing things in a new way. And I think it's due to perhaps meeting someone new or seeing your relationship in a new light. So I haven't got a clue what mugwort represents, but obviously I do know intuition. I think you're going to instinctively understand. I don't think anyone's going to have to tell you. I don't think you're going to be looking to pick a card readings or tarot readings, private ones or anything, for the answer to this problem. I think you're going to instinctively understand what you're going to have to do in order to have that ambrosia into your life, that rich sweetness and abundance and health, all the wonderful things of honey, that it tastes great, it's gorgeously sweet, and it's versatile and it lasts forever. I think that there's this feeling here that this is something that can be long term. Obviously nothing's guaranteed, but it has the potential to be long term. So I think you instinctively understand how to bring the wonderfulness of ambrosia and honey into your life. I really do. because it can inspire new ideas in you. So yeah, I think in 3 months' time, then I think this is leaving you though. These two cards, the sadness and the isolation, it's leaving you. Things are getting better. And if you're not looking for love, if you're not looking for someone, because not everybody is, there's something in your life that you start off not feeling in a massive amount of affection or passion or devotion towards. It could be something that's introduced to you and you just do it out of boredom, out of that it inspires a little bit of excitement in you. So, it's better than doing nothing. But that actually, it really is something that gets you going, and that could be something as simple as a hobby, or meeting a new friend that it just turns out to be a great friend for you, or just something that really inspires you, and it will. That's a nice reading, because this is really positive, because even, bad times happen, but it's getting over them that counts. And this, for me, in this 3 month period to, from now to then, by 3 months in the future, you're really turning a corner and being able to see the abundance in your own life, and to make it a reality, and to leave these behind. It's wonderful. I'm going to leave that there, because that's just the answer. I told you, it's simple and sweet. You're leaving the bad times behind and moving towards something new. But it's something that you don't think it's a great prospect at first, maybe. You might think it might be a bit unreliable, but actually it's really good for you. So even if it is a short-term thing, it's going to be good for you. So don't turn your nose up at anything initially. Keep your options open, because feelings will develop. So I'm going to leave that there for you, number 3s. I hope that it helps you. Please let me know in the comment section, and if you can, remember, come back in 3 months and let me know whether it is true. Otherwise, I'll leave you with your reading. Please take very good care of yourself. Thank you very much for listening to me, and goodbye. Okay then. Last but not least, those that chose number 4, this is your reading. Now, actually 2 things to mention. The first one is I always forget. Always. Anybody who ever watches, very few of you that watch all my videos will know that I always forget to mention the Tarot of Sexual Magic. They've got naughty images in. I don't know how rude they are yet, but they will be rude. That's to cover your love life. But there was only meant to be 2 of these cards. These are new ones, which is Kitchen. The link will be in the box. I only wanted 2, but 3 flung themselves out. So you're different. You got an extra card compared to the other 3 readings. But I just want to reiterate that whatever comes up here is not set in stone. It can change. Tarot only really reflects the energies of now. And so this is telling us what it could be like in 3 months' time if you don't change anything. But, you're going to be listening to this reading, and it's going to influence your decisions, because you're going to be thinking, well, that tarot reading hinted that this might happen, and I could see this could happen in my life, and I don't want it to, so I'm going to take this action. You know what I mean? Right, I'll stop rabbiting on, and I'll deal out the cards. So we start off with Elderflower Warding. Nutmeg Luck. Oh, I like that. Who doesn't like to see a bit of good luck? Hemp Expansion. Then we have the 3 of Cups. This is looking good. The Queen of Cups. Oh, this might be the best yet. The Blasted Ochre. That's the Tower. But let's not worry. There's plenty of brilliant cards here. 5 of Stones, Endurance. The Tower again. 8 of Chalices. Okay, I mean, I spoke saying this is all wonderful. And actually, no. I mean, I can't deny you've got the Tower card twice. I'm not going to treat you like idiots. You've got the Tower card twice, and you've got the 5 of Stones, Endurance. But actually, there are more positive cards than negative cards in this reading. So let's get in there first and get the worst over and done with. These two cards do represent your love life. So I'm going to cover these first and then go on to the rest of them, because actually I feel that it's probably linked to your love life, because we've got the Tower card twice. So what I feel this is, if you're in a relationship, there's something that you find out that hurts you. It doesn't mean that they're cheating. It doesn't mean that they're terrible. It doesn't. In fact, the cards are saying otherwise. What they're saying is that you're going to find out something that's shocking to you, that's upsetting to you. You might feel it is a betrayal, but it's saying look beyond the surface, look beyond the thistles, because actually beyond that is somebody that's really good. That's really a good guy. This is a good guy. She doesn't think he's a good guy. She wants him away from her, but he's like, no, I'm really, really nice. I'm really a stand-up guy. I know on the surface that if you're meeting someone new, you might find out something about them that you don't like. And again, with the relationship, you just could find out something that you don't like in your relationship, or with a new person if you're single. But the cards are saying, no, stop. Don't let that finish it. Take the effort to get to know them better, even if it's a case of getting to know them as a person, or if you've been with this in a relationship for years, a friendship or a love relationship for years. It's saying wait and find out what's really gone on beyond this. So don't have an automatic reaction, because of all their clothes and stuff. It's about saying find out underneath the reality, because it's probably not as bad as you think or you fear or you initially have in that initial reaction. Because we've got, again, the blasted oak again. But what I like about this one, the Tower card, is that, he's falling off of it, but he's falling off without the burning hand and ankle cuffs. He's been held back, bound to this tree, but the lightning strike has broken the branch that he was stuck on, so he can come out of it. But more importantly, the vines have been burnt off as well by the fire of the lightning, or the fire the lightning started off. And there's like water there, it looks like water there. So he's going to fall into something that will doubt the fire. So it initially looks awful, but in fact he's going to land on something that's going to soften the blow, because it's not always over. The Tower card gets rid of the things that are holding us back, that aren't doing us any good. It leaves you the foundations of your life, that your life is built on, the important things. Yeah. It's not as bad, as you think. And I can only reiterate that to you, because I feel that a lot of you are like, oh my God, no, what? Don't start borrowing trouble. Don't start worrying about it now before it's happened, because it might not happen. Remember I told you how things are changed and influenced. Because you're going to feel, there's a lightning strike there and there's a lightning strike there. You're going to be feeling, on your own, isolated, but you've got a fire and you've got a shelter behind you. And the lightning is actually quite far away. It's them that have been struck by the lightning, and there's this sense that maybe you are at a distance from it. This is the lightning that has struck that tree. So although there might be the lightning bolt that bolts you later on, even though the thunderstorm carries on, you're protected. This is why I'm saying it's not necessarily as bad as you fear or feel initially. So moving on, warding is warding off. You plant elderflower by your front door or in your garden. It protects you. It's a protective plant, against the fairies or whatever, if you believe in that. But really what it's saying is there's this warding off of really bad stuff. It's protecting you. And you've got good luck. This is what I'm saying. It seems catastrophic, but in fact it's not as bad as it seems. Just look further and deeper into it. You've got more than you think you have, because you can still expand in your life. Hemp is quick growing. It's very speedy to grow. It takes nothing. so that your rest of your life is still growing. There's still abundance in your life and still good luck, and the worst of life is kept at bay. We've got the Three of Cups and the Queen of Cups. Your emotions are still stable. You've still got your friends. You've still got places to go and people to meet. You've still got the emotional connections of your life, whether, like going out with your friends or your friend group or your family as well. And there's still something to celebrate. And you're still emotionally sound. The Queen of Cups is a sensitive lady. She has great empathy and understanding. She's very much a nurturer emotionally. She's someone that you turn to emotionally and get a good cuddle from when things are going rough. And she has great emotional intelligence and strength. It doesn't cost her anything when she shares her emotions or shares in someone else's emotions. So I feel that you are more than capable of withstanding whatever this surprising thing is. Which is why I'm saying it's not as bad as you fear. Yeah, for some of you it's going to be really hurtful, but you're going to get over it. And that's the important thing. Pain in life is unavoidable. It really is. But it's how you deal with it that matters. And there's a feeling here that the truly important people in your life are going to be there for you. I can't tell you what this tower situation is referring to at all. It could be anything. But the consistent message is it's not as bad as you think. Both of those cards, the Five of Stones and the Eight of Chalices, are saying the same thing. It's not as bad as you think. It's not as clear cut as you think. It's not as stark as you think. There's probably greater nuance there. You probably will want to be at a distance from the tower situation. That's fine. Distance can bring perspective and clarity. So if you get the chance perhaps to go away with some friends for an evening and to talk it through, or, even if it's a few days, take it. But don't be afraid to listen to the offending person, whoever they may be, or the offending situation. Don't be afraid to actually address it and look deeper into it. And for some of you to see what your role in it is, because not everybody's a helpless victim in the circumstances of their life. Usually we all do something to make a situation happen. The actions we've taken have sort of led to this conclusion. So don't be afraid to be honest about it, and to listen to them and to see whether it is as bad as you fear, because it really does get this impression that it's shocking and upsetting, but actually it's not as bad as you think. So that's it, basically. You do have a lot of good luck, and you are really protected in a serious way, maybe by these friends, from the worst of it all. So be reassured that whatever bad you have equal and even greater measure of great and goodness in your life in 3 months' time. So I'm going to have to leave you there with that, because there's nothing else to say. All I can say is please take care of yourself, and I really wish you all the best of luck with whatever's going to be happening. Please leave me a message in the comment section, especially if you can, in 3 months' time, to let me know whether this has panned out or not, or whether you've managed to avoid it all. Have a few conversations, perhaps. If you feel instinctively that you know what the tower moment is to do with, speak to them first. Investigate it a bit. See if you can avoid the tower moment, by taking out a few loose bricks yourself and putting them back in, plastering them back in properly. So, good luck. Thank you very much for listening to me, and goodbye.